Now, because I don't know how much of this I'm actually going to be able to video here, because this is a little bit time sensitive, even though I've got over half an hour to once I mix these two together. But this is what I plan to do. I'm going to mix these two together and add probably 5 drops of white and 1 drop of brown, just to give it sort of a tan look. I want it to be opaque. I don't want it to be transparent, because I don't want to possibly be seeing the brass tube at the end, depending on how it turns. Anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this in here, and as you saw, I've got the mold release in there. I don't want to be, smearing this around in there and getting the mold release off of the, rubbery stuff. Anyway, here we go. Okay, that's pretty good. You can see I got the crack up. Okay, now I've taken a toothpick here and I've very carefully with 1000 grit sandpaper I've rounded over the end here, so I'm not going to gouge into the side. I'm just going to press this in here. The reason being is that once I add the Alumilite solution, this thing will go float to the top on me, and if it floats to the top, well, then you're going to have air getting pressed in from the top of it, and I want it to be completely surrounded by or immersed by the Alumilite solution, and that is when it's under pressure. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to mix it up in here, add my dye, pour it into here, put it into the vacuum chamber for maybe 5 minutes, and the idea is to draw out any air that's in the cracks. Now I know I won't be able to go at full volume, because if I do, it's just going to boil all out. I did make this thing here. I might use this, I'm not sure. And the idea is that it will go on here, and the bubbles that come up, they'll bounce off the sides here and drain back in, sort of like a funnel. That's the plan. I'm full of plans that don't always work. Anyway, we'll see what happens here. Well, here's hoping I mixed up enough. I've been stirring for about 5 minutes. We'll see what we got here. Okay, we'll start the vacuum. Okay, and our little stick is still completely covered, so that's great. Let's get it in the pressure pot while it's still nice and liquidy. Okay, it looks level. Now this does not have to be real tight, I've mentioned that before. It seals itself the way the O-ring does on a pressure cooker. There, just get it snug. And we get the air hose on. And watch the gauge. So you can see that we're at just under 120 pounds if my compressor kicks in, which it might do if there's a slow leak anywhere. It'll go up to about 135, which will be, right now it's about 8 times atmosphere pressure. It'll probably go up to about 9 times. Anyway, let's say it just stays at 8. That means that the volume of the bubbles will be 8 times smaller. Not size, volume. Okay, we'll give this now about 16 hours. In other words, it'll be overnight. Yeah, in the meantime, I'll get back into the other room here and clean up the mess I made. And, well, we'll see what we've got in the morning.